The likelihood of generating a quality insight hinges heavily on how we structure the early phases of the insight work. I'm going to give you very quickly a set of 7 or 8 principles that we have used to guide the early stages of insight work. I'm going to use the analysis of a company looking at a mid-sized corporate customer who decided to migrate to a rival. Principle number 1, the scope of analysis. In this case, the company decided not to restrict the analysis project to merely an economic analysis of the migration decision of the customer, but to do a full analysis of the customer, its strategy, its investments, its projects, interaction and linkages with its suppliers and customers, the whole ball of wax around the customer. Principle 2, review the analysis frames. This company decided to go way beyond its traditional customer needs-based analysis and use different kinds of analysis to understand the customer who had migrated. Ask questions suggested by the data. So for example, as we looked at the customer and looked at its strategy, questions began to emerge about its global supply chain, the investments it had made previously, interactions with other customers, etc. Principle number 4, perspective. We asked individuals to put themselves into the shoes of the customer and explain how and why they made the decision to migrate. Structuring principle number 5, always review the context of the insight work you're engaging in. So on the competitor example I'm addressing here, we looked at a whole competitive context in which the customer had migrated to their rival. And in fact, we ended up developing a competitor insight that we had not anticipated at all in the work. Structuring principle number 6, imagination. Always make asking what-if questions a core element in your analysis, especially in moving from data to indicators. Ask what-if questions. What if the customer were to do X, Y, and Z? What if the competitive context were to change from A to B to C? Structuring principle number 7, data. Very important. Place no preference on any type of data or any source of data. You will always be surprised at different sources of data, internal and external to your firm, who's able to provide you what kinds of data on different parts of the competitor context and of the customer and of yourself. Structuring principle number 8, indicators. Very important here. Always insist on identifying change indicators as a focal point in the analysis, especially as you're reviewing and pulling data together. In this particular case, we ended up with one indicator on the customer which proved to be very informative that we had not anticipated. That was its collaborations with other entities in its competitive context. The combination of these structuring principles will almost guarantee a higher quality insight.